using your assistant coaches. I think this is vital. You know, if you're lucky enough to have an assistant, then I encourage you to use them. And the biggest thing I do with my assistant coaches is I ask them to think like a head coach. You know, I don't want my assistant coach saying, oh, we're not running back on defense, or we're not blocking out, or, you know, the thing that the normal person in the stands can see. You know, everyone can see when we're not, you know, we're not setting screens or whatever. I can understand that. I can see that. I didn't become a head coach because I couldn't see those things. So I want my assistant coaches to always tell me what they would do right now if they were the head coach. What would be their message to the team? What change would they make, if any? And I really try and encourage that. But also, I want them to understand sometimes I won't use their feedback because it might clarify my mind on what we're doing and what I want to do. And so while I might not always accept their advice, I really encourage them to always give it, because I want, you know, at the end of the day, my goal is for my assistant coaches to become head coaches someday. So I want them to totally think what to do. And that was a really interesting thing when I first took over here at Shiga. The assistant coaches, most of the assistant coaches here in Japan are just yes men, and they don't really give you much information. They just agree with the person in charge. And it took my assistant coaches quite some time to get used to thinking like a head coach and not being intimidated just because I might turn and say, no, we're not going to do that, we're going to do this, and feeling rejected if they gave me something I didn't use. But I really encourage you, if you have an assistant coach, to use them and encourage them to talk, because you have to remember, as a head coach, you cannot see everything, and you really have to learn to trust your assistants. And that takes some coaching of them sometimes, sitting and watching film with them and talking and discussing, sitting before practice, going through practice, giving them responsibilities at practice, giving them opportunities to even coach in scrimmages at practice, and those types of things, which can really help. Having them run timeouts in practice, all those things I like to give my assistant coaches.